FTW.
FTW, that stands for the win. Yeah, this is FTW Broadcasting, and we've got a 2 versus 2 versus 2 versus 2. Yeah, that's right, it's a free-for-all. Look at this gigantic map, high ground. We've never broadcast a game on this before. Let me get to the intros, because this is going to be lengthy. My pick is this team of 2 here in the top left. Bartram, Blue Terran. He looks like a real strong pick. I looked him up, and there's no information on him anywhere. Skull, actually, I didn't look him up. I actually don't care enough to look him up. Yellow, Zerg here, his teammate. Moving over to the team, top right-hand corner of the map, Hostile Arrow is the red Terran. I'm sure that he's going to lose. And Bop is his teammate here, the orange Zerg. He looks like he's doing well, mining minerals. We're moving down below that to Danny's pick here at the bottom. Danny did some extensive research, and he's all in with this team. Atlantas, playing as the green Protoss, his teammate, the pink, very nice color by the way, Carmen, playing as the pink Terran. Moving over to the left-hand side of them, here in the bottom left-hand corner is EO, playing as the teal Protoss. I don't know what EO is. Maybe it's some kind of crazy clan, or the guy's just, I don't know what he is. I don't care. And Disco is to his top left, playing as the purple Zerg. I like that name.
Yeah, and speaking of liking the name, I'm actually going to change my pick to Hostile Arrow. Not the team, but just the player himself. I am picking his team to win and then him to uncheck the ally tab and turn on his ally. That is what I'm putting it on. Put it on the board.
Okay, well, I'm going to switch teams too, because I didn't even realize Disco and EO were in the game right now. I'm going to switch over to that team. So we just basically inverted our picks here. So I don't even know who you just switched to, and I don't really care. And I hope that, so you're hoping that your teammates are going to like call to arms and just attack each other's towns?
No, that happens at the end. Hostile Arrow. It's in an epic, they'll win an epic battle, and then in an more epic swerve, Hostile Arrow will turn on his teammate.
Wow, awesome. By the way, Hostile Arrow's production tab right now, Hostile Arrow has been empty on the production tab for about a minute now. And,
all part of the plan.
It's all part of the plan. Oh, he was holding off to build that factory, got the complete wall off there at the front of their base, so they are going to be just well protected. And that sounds like a great plan, I suppose. My picks here in the bottom left-hand corner. Let's see how EO and Disco are doing. Not going for the wall off on their ramp. Looks like EO is looking to wall off his own town, but doesn't give a flying flip about his opponent or his ally, Disco. I'm seeing a complete lack of teamwork here. Nobody's really talking to each other on the chat box. We should be seeing this right now. With 8 players in the friggin' game, wouldn't you expect some kind of strategy talk?
Well, we're only gonna see strategy from whoever sent us this replay, and I don't remember who it was. I did see some talk about Justin Bieber early in the game, and that was pretty exciting. I thought they were gonna continue that, but they didn't. So I don't know. I guess they're just here to play the game.
I never asked you before, Danny. What do you think of Bieber? You think think the kid's got talent?
I don't know who that is, honestly.
Oh. Yeah, he's some kid everybody's going crazy for. I don't know. He's some kind of YouTube star or something.
Like us?
Yeah, the closest I've got to listening to his music was the Husky parody of his song Banelings, and that was pretty good. So I guess by proxy, Justin Bieber might be all right.
All right, going on record. AWOL loves Justin Bieber. Put it down.
I don't know. I might have his poster above my bed. But anyway, right now, Skull's drone, go ahead and dropping down an early expansion here. He's going balls out, going all kinds of crazy. Not really scared at all that there are 6 opponents in the game gunning for him. He thinks that he'll be able to defend that, and he might be able to. Who knows? And luckily, he's got a smart Terran on his team who's walled off their ramp. So Bartram actually looking halfway decent with that wall off. And none of the players are really scouting each other much right now. I guess they're doing the good old-fashioned noob strategy of just building up a big army and then attacking.
I love that strategy. I wasn't aware there was another way to play this game, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure I came up with that strategy when I started playing WC1 when I was like 7. I'm going to go on the record saying that.
All right, that sounds good. I don't think anyone's going to question you on that. And I would like something to happen. How about you?
I'm looking at this production tab, and some things are definitely happening right now. Namely, that Dark Shrine from my pick, EO. It looks like he's going to want to get some DTs in the game on a huge map like this with so many opponents. I'm sure he's going to find something to kill with those DTs, so that should be pretty exciting. Right now, this expansion from Skull got decently harassed by Disco. He's got his speedlings up and running right now. He's starting to move those fast units across the map, harassing a little bit, and I wonder what Disco's long-term plan is here. He does have a Baneling nest, so that's always good. I always like to see gigantic explosions, and that'll be a good way to bust through some ramps here. Disco moving in all kinds of speedlings to this expansion, hasn't gotten saturated at all, and right now his ally Bartram needs to get in there and help defend these things. These speedlings just laying a massive amount of damage. I think it's too late. Bartram is too little too late. This expansion's gonna go down. A few Zerglings will die, but this expansion is all... No, he runs away! No! He decides to go back at the last minute. Oh, and it survives! It survives with 10 HP. Oh, that was the most horrible play from Disco ever. Oh, he just stutter stepped there, doing a little dance, completely screwed himself over, and that hatchery's gonna start regenning, and that was the worst attempt I've ever seen to kill something.
That was great. I liked it a lot. Can I change my pick?
That was pretty. Well, you're gonna switch over to my pick, Disco?
Yeah, I mean that was intense. I mean to lull your opponent to false sense of security by playing so poorly there. I mean that is just epic.
It is epic, and right now he's got more speedlings. Looks like he's kind of chomping at the bit here. By the way, Disco's got his natural expansion up and running, and Carmen has his natural expansion up and running, and also Bop has his natural expansion up and running, so all the players starting to move into the center of their map, exposing some real estate for everyone else to attack, so that should be entertainment for us, I hope. And Disco just kind of keeping those speedlings staged up and ready to attack, move straight in on the hatchery, and will he do... Oh, he does do enough damage finally takes it down there, and that was very demoralizing, I think. I bet your boy, well, I guess he's not your boy. I guess he was once my boy. Skull has to be demoralized there as he's moving all kinds of drones down into that area. He's got another expansion up and running here. Basically, he didn't want his ally to grab any of these easy expansions, but I guess that Bartram didn't care because he's got his expansion up and running here at the 11 o'clock position, so everybody is just busting out all kinds of real estate.
Dark Templar.
Coming in with the DTs. Will Bartram be smart enough to scan? If he is smart enough to scan, this huge investment of these DTs will die immediately, and he's not scanning. He's out of energy right now. He's out of energy. He only has 19. He needs 50 for that scanner sweep, so these DTs are just going to run buck wild, murdericizing all kinds of drones. Will they take down that hatchery, or will they run away when the hatchery has 10 HP? We'll find out. Oh, it goes down, a giant explosion of blood, and that was very, very nice, and I think that I am out of sync with you right now, Danny. I'm not sure. I'm at 11:09.
You are a little ahead of me as I'm at 11:07.
All right, I'm slowing it down, baby.
And here we go. Finally, there's an Overseer out on the field for Skull, so that'll deal with those DTs if they choose to stick around. That hatchery goes down. It's gonna. Oh, it gets blown up again. That is terrible, terrible thing to have happen. And meanwhile, they're just tearing through those Marines. Means that now the tank's involved, and it's taking out the DTs slowly, and that's going to be the end of the DTs, but they were... you can't say that they didn't do their job.
They definitely did their job. Disco coming in with all kinds of Banelings right here. Oh my gosh, that was the most ineffective micro I've ever seen with Banelings. Jesus Christ. They didn't do anything. It was pretty entertaining to watch them blow up, though. And, you know, the great thing about this 2v2 free-for-all, there's gonna be noobage all over the map. No matter where we look, we're gonna see crit. By the way, Carmen has a massive army here, 122 over 126. Also, Atlantistas, the team that you decided to change your pick from, has massive forces. We'll see if they'll be able to utilize those correctly. I'm at 12:45 right now. Let me know if I'm in sync with you, Danny.
You are a little ahead. I am at 12:45 right now as those Mutalisks are wrecking havoc. Disco. Oh, the Infestors for Skull is all he's got, and I don't know what he's going to do. Carmen's like, I want to attack. It might be a good idea. Like you said, Carmen and, you know, Atlantis have just a massive force. They seem to be the only one of these players with a, like, true army. Nice comp, nice mix. It looks like they're going to attack. He's going to say, let me get an Observer. That's a good choice. He saw those Dark Templars, no doubt. Or he, you know, saw a witness to them. But meanwhile, Bop has got his massive Broodlords coming around the corner there. So, that's not going to be good for Atlantis, whatever. the green guy and the pink guy when they move their whole army out and these broodlords come rolling in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm at 14 minutes right now. Carmen straight up moving in, setting up shop with these siege tanks, all these Marines, laying siege to EO's expansion here. This expansion's going to go down, no doubt. Those Stalkers ain't going to be able to do squat against this bio ball. Stalker's very ineffective in that regard. Disco bringing in those Mutalisks. That would probably be the worst thing ever to try to take down a massive Marines. But right now, EO is dedicating, and this is just a huge battle here as the Banelings come in from behind to back everything up. And oh man, those Banelings are laying down all kinds of damage, Danny.
Yeah, absolutely. They took out a good chunk there. I was watching the Broodlords. They're getting chased off by the Stalkers at this point. That's the end of all those Broodlords. And we see the
Broodlords just get completely Gannialicized as Bob jumps up to the leader on the units lost tab with 4,900. He is in first place.
Yes, he is. He lost all those Broodlords in epic fashion. I love to see that. And meanwhile, Disco's Mutalisks have come and clean up that attack from Carmen. Carmen still with a nice, he's got those 5 siege tanks there completely laid out in the absolute best and most efficient way possible to lay those siege tanks out randomly on the map.
Skull trying to sneak into EO's expansion here in the center of the map, unable to do so because there's just a buttload of photon cannons there, losing like 3 infestors along the way, as those infestors are burrow traveling all over the map. It's got to be really painful to dig through the ground like that, but I guess if you're a crazy alien, it isn't. And Atlantis decides that he's going to move up the ramp, and he's going to just straight up blink on in this base and taking down photon cannons as he pleases. And EO is looking like he's in terrible shape. Also, we have another altercation here. Disco taking down that legendary expansion here at the 2 o'clock position, trying to kill that hatchery. It looks like he's going to once again pull out before he's able to kill that expansion.
Yeah, absolutely, and it looks like EO is now in the lead with 5,500 or 6,000 units lost. I'd like to see that. Very nice. As his expansion up here at the high yield is getting tore up, Disco finally comes in and pushes Atlantis out. So we'll see. It's the end of all those Stalkers as he's forced to pull out. Meanwhile, these infestors from Skull have been running around. He's banking on these infestors. He pumped them out super early. He's got the Neuroparasite. He's just kind of banking on those to be his winning unit. And they're a great unit and they can win games. I don't know if mass infestors is the best strategy to win the game overall, but I am no expert.
You definitely aren't. I'm definitely gonna agree with you on that point. As a planetary fortress being dropped down by Carmel here at the 6 o'clock position expansion. By the way, the sleeping giant hostile arrow is at 182 over 182 with a friggin' massive Marine, Marauder, and Siege Tank and Thor force, which is moving across the game. This is gonna be epic. It's the perfect storm right now, and let's see if he's able to just kind of work as a eraser tool, erasing the entire map, and he's backed up by 2 gazillion pajillion. It's lagging up my computer. All those Zerglings streaming across the map like an arrow of doom, and he backs out those Zerglings because he's all kinds of scared of all of those photon cannons at that expansion right there. And Bop is going to just kind of stand by and wait for his ally hostile arrow to come in here. Oh, wrong place at the wrong time, Bartram. You want to get surrounded? Oh yeah, they're just eating him alive. These orange Zerglings look like a giant Pac-Man as they're just chomp, yum, eating up all Bartram's units. Bartram just basically gave it up.
I'm going to interrupt you because you are way behind me, and as we see hostile arrow now tearing up, we saw the Zerglings get hit by the fungal growth. Lost about half of them. Now he's back with the Broodlords. So that's handling what's left of EO's up here. Real nice move, just swarming across the map, now moving towards Carmen. I am at 1945. I'm taking out Carmen's bases. That planetary fortress is going to force hostile arrow to back up just a little bit and send those Broodlords in. And with that Broodlord backup, he should be able to take out that planetary fortress with no problem. He's got his units really in not a great position, not great micro, but he's just got so many of them. There goes the planetary fortress. Here comes Carmen's massive Marines and some medevacs. That is just not going to do anything as they just get ripped apart. That is a lot of siege tanks, though, from Carmen setting up shop. So I think hostile arrow and Bop are going to have to pull back a little bit, and I am at 2030.
This is just absolutely Gosu. Hostile Arrow, just with this massive force, is really surprising me here. And, God, I want the shared replay feature. My computer's lagging up all kinds of crazy right now, Danny, because of all this action. And I'm at 2045. And,
yeah, you were way behind. We're gonna just like leave you for now, and just say something interesting if you've got anything interesting to say.
All right, you got it.
Right, and meanwhile, Hostile Arrow's got his army here with Bop out there. Take out that expansion. Bad time to put down an expansion, EO, as he's getting torn up. I see, basically Hostile Arrow is mining this high yield. Well, the Batrum still has a refinery there. That is insult to injury, and I love to see it. Obviously, my original pick from the beginning, Hostile Arrow, proven me right. Going to take it all out here. Meanwhile, just streams and streams of Zerglings from Bop. I don't know what Bop's doing. He's just building Broodlords and Zerglings, you know, top tier and bottom. First unit and last unit, I guess, or whatever. Good strategy. Disco's Mutalisks are now in and cleaning up what's left of those Broodlords, taking out some tanks. They're going to have to pull back. That Thor will could cause some serious trouble. The tanks can't really do much, though. So he needs to position himself just right. Meanwhile, the Infestors from Skull are still hanging out. Batrum's still hanging out back there. Carmen is a sad face. I don't know. We got craziness going on. We got basically looks like they're just throwing wave after wave at EO. EO looks like he's gonna be heading down any minute now. He is way ahead in the units lost, 22,000. He is winning the game in that sense of, you know, the way you win a Trollcast is by being the worst.
Yeah. Oh my God, my pick is absolutely fabulous right now. I'm watching EO just completely just get annihilated at this point, and Bop moving his Broodlords out, heading them back across the map here. And I hear some kind of craziness in the background there, Danny. Are you on the field reporting right now?
Yeah, I heard some weird stuff. I don't know what it was. Maybe, possibly. Meanwhile, it looks like those Broodlords are making their slow way back to base for whatever reason. You know, it's not like Broodlords are good in a siege or anything, so he probably doesn't need them here.
I wouldn't use them until the very end of the game. I mean, that's the kind of unit I think that you should hang out over your hatchery, just sit there and let it defend.
Yeah, it's really good at defending, as it's getting picked off by these stalkers like no problem. 3 Broodlords down, and Bop doing a good job of really wanting to make sure he does not win this game at all. Also, that's good for him. Unfortunately for him, Hostile Arrow is in the game, and he's the man, as I said earlier. He is going to win this whole game as he flies his orbital command. I expect him to take that orbital command and take it to his opponent's base and just drop it on their buildings to crush them.
I mean, I've seen it work before. It doesn't work that well against Well, it looks like that's what he's planning to do right now. If you look at it, looks like that orbital command, it was for a moment staged up and ready to drop on top of Atlas's Nexus, and he decides to abort that plan, and that would have been the most Gosu thing I think we had ever seen in any Trollcast.
Yeah, absolutely, and that SCV from Bartram is taking care of Hostile Arrow's command center. Hostile Arrow needs to realize that Batram's going to be coming in, or Bartram, or whatever. He's coming in right now with his force, stems up, runs up that ramp, and to take out those 2 Marines. He's just going to tear up that command center. I don't know if it's even going to get away. It's gonna be close to the right micro on those Marines, and it will not get away. And oh, yeah, it's all burned up. It's done. Meanwhile, that's Hostile Arrow's force here now, using the scan to see on the high ground. Nice move there, all sieged up. Meanwhile, the Broodlords from the other side. That's just ridiculous. That's the end of that army. Well, these free-for-alls are ridiculous to cast. There's so much going on. And I have no idea. I have no idea what anyone could be doing at this point or what to do. Let's just look at the units tab. Just a smattering of units. Like, I can't even process all that information.
I think we can sum up what has happened so far this match with Atlas's last comment in the ally chat. Holy shit. And this is amazing free-for-all. There's been so much van damage. Everybody's going to be jumping up into the quintuple or whatever, 5 digits on the units lost, and nobody has really been completely annihilated yet, which is very surprising for a free-for-all like this.
Yeah, it is surprising that no team has been completely eliminated. EO got really knocked down, but I think he might be trying to come back here. He actually is getting his Nexus up, trying to get a mining Nexus going, so he's actually pretty much crippled. We'll see exactly what turns out from him. You never know. In the free-for-all, you want to make sure you really finish people off, because you never know what happens if they can go off and just kind of mass in a corner. So we'll see. That's what's one of the exciting things about free-for-alls. So many Zerglings and Broodlords for Bob. Look at how many Broodlords is that? That's 14 Broodlords?
14 Broodlords, as well as 96 Zerglings right now. He's going to move those Broodlords over the cliff here, maybe be able to use that positioning disadvantage, but it looks like to me he's going to run into a whole bunch of Marines, but your boy Hostile Arrow is kind of running skirt and kind of microwing like an idiot right now, getting himself killed.
Yeah, he's getting all around. Meanwhile, we see the Broodlord got Neuroparasite on the Broodlord, not super effective when the only other things on the field are mostly Broodlords. Atlas wants to know, what's our greatest threat? I'm going to do a High Templar drop. That'll be interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on that as we see the Observer going in there. So that, if I were to say his greatest threat, it's probably Bop and Hostile Arrow. Oh, everyone else, you know, EO and Disco, you know, crippled with EO being almost out of the game, and Bertram and Skull just getting tore up. Siege and Broodlords, go kill yourself. Okay, he's mad about that comp. He says, I don't like that. Whatever. Siege as in friendly fire. Whatever. You mad? I personally hate that. I think that's the worst thing ever.
I'm infuriated right now. I don't even know who these players are. I don't know where they came from, but I like you, mister. And these Broodlords are just ripping through Bartram's town right now. And Skull definitely getting an effective fungal growth off on a few of those Broodlords. Not going to kill them, however. Those Infestors, I think, were one of the biggest wastes of cash in this game. I think he might get a trophy for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Mass Infestors, write that down as the new pro strategy of the week. I love to see Infestors. I want to see more Infestors all the time, but you probably need to build other units besides them, as they're mostly a support unit, in my opinion.
I don't know. If you watch Hydra use them, they seem like they can be a main unit. Of course, they're a support unit. They're a caster unit, but regardless, I mean, these Broodlords are just going to town here, just cleaning up shop, and our boy Bob has just been sitting his 100 Zerglings here, just keeping them by this expansion to protect them, as he's got like a gazillion friggin' drones mining this thing. This high yield is going to be eaten up in no time.
Yeah, and here comes Atlantis is now moving out, taking out some of Hostile Arrow's forces there. He's really tearing up those Marines. Nice blink micro I've seen from him. I like that. It looks like it's going to be the end of Skull here. He wants to talk a little bit more trash before he disappears. Send Muta to bottom left. I don't know why he's saying that. Anyways, meanwhile, these Zerglings are now trying to surround these Stalkers. There's just too many of them, dropping that Storm on top of his own Stalkers, but in the end it tore up those Zerglings, so we'll see how well that works out. Meanwhile, just all of those Zerglings completely unupgraded, aside from the speed, so no doubt that they just get tore up by those High Templar. High Templar are tearing up these drones.
Storm! They're taking out so many drones. Oh my gosh, that one High Templar has 18 kills, the other one has 3, and the other one has 18 as well. So they pretty much murdered a bazillion Zerglings there. But this is a bad position that he's in right now, as Bob's Broodlords are going to come in and use that cliff advantage. If Atlas last did like a blink back type thing, he would be able to just completely screw over this force.
And that's what he does right there. Very nice, but he's really surrounded by those Mutalisks. He needs to focus fire some, because he's getting just tore up, and all of a sudden I don't think there are any more Stalkers there.
Just like that, they disappear. Well, you know how Mutas can stack on top of each other, and to me, they look like they just kind of appeared out of nowhere. And we got triple team, says Skull. Oh, he's really sad. He got into a 2v2v2v2 free-for-all, and he got more than double-teamed, if not triple-teamed. That should be expected. By the way, we should check in with our picks right now. EO is just kind of sitting here, not really doing much. Expanding, harvesting resources, building units randomly, busting out another expansion here in the center of the map. And meanwhile, the Disco has just been, like, kind of MIA at this point. I mean, what has he been up to?
He had those Mutalisks earlier, right? I don't know what he's got now. Let me check his units tab here. He's got 8 Roaches and 20 Zerglings.
Wow. Yeah, Bartram, by the way, basically completely out of this. The upper left-hand team basically completely annihilated right now.
I would say they were out of the game when they left it a few seconds ago.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could still be in the game if you leave. Let's see here. These Vikings from Carmen. He's got a boatload of Vikings. He's just assaulting these overlords. and there's not much Disco can do about it, as Disco has just kind of packed all his units together here in the middle, and he's like, we're gonna survive this, kids. We're gonna survive it. There's no way we're gonna go down, and this is way too many Vikings, in my opinion, from Carmen.
Yeah, that is really a lot of Vikings, but he's got a lot of Marines and some siege tanks too to back it up. So those Vikings are doing a pretty sick dance there, though.
Yeah, it's kind of like a figure eight, like glow sticks in the club type of thing. By the way, Carmen has 880. 80, that's right, 80 Marines right now. He's got basically the most devastating army on this map, other than Bop, who still has 29 Mutalisks and 12 Broodlords. So that's going to be a heads-up battle for a lifetime. I would give the advantage to Carmen in that situation, but we'll see how it plays out. By the way, Carmen is backed up by a massive amount of HTs here, so we'll see how that plays out as well, as it looks like our picks, EO and Disco, are basically, they're Dunzor.
What do you mean our picks? You mean your pick? I'm a Hostelero man, remember?
Oh, I'm a Hostelero all the way. That's where you put your money, so I guess you put your money where your mouth is. I mean, if you end up picking all the teams at random points during a match, I guess it can only work out for you.
Yeah, maybe, but I would like to point out that I've had Hostelero from the beginning. Disco getting those roaches in there and those drones taking it up, and that's the end of them. So that was fun for him.
Yeah, 80 Marines will do that. This play is absolutely pathetic, but I gotta point out that Carmen is doing a fabulous job at doing a sick dance with his Vikings, landing them on the ground right now. Maybe they'll start breakdancing, and he's been pretty entertaining. Carmen, probably the least horrible player in this game, and it's really hard to tell who's good and who isn't in a free-for-all, just because it's so friggin' nuts.
Yeah, it's just crazy stuff happening over and over again. Who knows? You can't even. Yeah, I mean, you can't play the game like you play it normally in a free-for-all. It just doesn't work generally. You gotta be. You know, you might get triple teamed. You might get quadruple teamed. Who knows how it's gonna happen? You might not get attacked for 40 minutes in the game. Who knows? As these overlords, Disco sacrificing his overlords, he's pretty much out of the game at this point. So that's your team pretty much done for. Only one Nexus remains between them with no minerals. So it's down to my current pick and my original pick. So I think that's a double win for me.
Yeah, the two teams I picked, the top left and bottom left, were the first to be eliminated. And EO has left the game. He doesn't want to see how things turn out. He doesn't care who's left and where are you. That's a classic free-for-all question. Nobody even knows how many players are in the game. They don't even know where they're at right now. But they're just building as many units as possible. By the way, Atlatas has had about 40 probes sitting idle at the Zelnaga watchtower here in the center of the map. And that I don't understand at all. I guess he wants to make sure that he has view of the entire area no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't see what's confusing about that. It might be, the play might be a little above you, is probably why you're missing out on it.
It's gotta be. And Bop right now moving in.
Oh, those Broodlords are all by themselves. Those Vikings could just tear them up. That is a bad situation. Those Mutalisks are now rolling in, and there comes some Marine action. My frame rate is dropping drastically. We're seeing all sorts of craziness. Just not very good micro, but Carmen, with the huge advantage in units, is just tearing up Hostelero's Marines. All those Broodlords went down, no problem. So did the Mutalisks. Basically, we looked at two huge armies, and the Marines were just the superior choice against the Mutalisks and Broodlords, and Hostelero just didn't really build anything. So I'm glad that I picked Carmen and Atlatas to win this game. So that was good on me.
Oh my God, you are the best ever. I mean, how did you know? How did you know that they would win this game? I'm pulling up your ticket right now. They were 100 to 1 to win this thing, so you just 100'd up your money with that superior pick. I mean, these free-for-all games, it's incredible. You must have been looking at your statistics before the game to see. By the way, we have hot work on worker action here on the top left. It's probe on SCV, on drone. It's a smorgasbord of death. Look at this thing, as these workers are just attacking the crap out of each other.
Oh, that is great. That's the best thing I've seen all match. Get that Marauder. Get that Marauder. Oh, go probes. Nice. Real nice.
Yeah, that's worker rage if I've ever seen it. And those probes are just tanking for that HT. He's like, go forth, my minions. As he's going to follow it up with a Psystorm, no doubt, once they get into position. Atlas is just kind of running around, cleaning up shop, while his ally, Carmen, is just completely Gosu, rolling right into the middle of Hostile Arrow's base. Hostile Arrow and Bop are forced to throw down the GGs there, and they are leaving the game, and that finally ends this just ridiculous game. I wouldn't even begin to provide analysis here because I didn't even comprehend a fourth of what happened.
Yeah, I wasn't even really watching.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how you do it normally. Did you win your solitaire game?
I'm actually playing Free Cell right now.
Free cell. I was rocking a little bit of Minesweeper. I clicked on the mine with the first block, though. It was pretty unfortunate. Well, if you guys like this 2v2v2v2 free-for-all match, let us know in the comments below. If you have more just buck-wild free-for-all games that involve nukes, maybe? We love nukes. Send them on over to us, FTWBROADCASTING@gmail.com. This was a fan-submitted replay, so thanks to our fans for sending it to us. Don't take our ill comments personally. That's just how we roll. If you want to check out our channel, click the blue link down there at the bottom to check us out. We post on a regular basis. Also, you can click in the middle of the heart. That'll be you subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate your support. Keep watching FTW Broadcasting because we bring you hot StarCraft 2 action.